Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to come on here real quick. I just recorded a recorded reading for someone that ordered it, and there were some things that came up in it that were matching a lot of the energies that have been coming up in the last couple of days. And so they were putting the puzzle pieces together for me, and I wanted to share it with you guys just to give you an idea of what's happening right now and why these things are coming up. A lot of insecurity, a lot of solar plexus stuff, and a lot of insecurities have been coming up in the last couple of days, or the source of insecurities and comparisons to other people, and people being very, very, very hard on themselves, whether it's about their body or their looks or the way they've been acting or how something went down or how a relationship ended or whatever it is, really blaming themselves or being paranoid or being worried about someone not talking to you for a while and it's because of something that you did or that you said or that they're talking to somebody else or whatever it is. There's a ton of insecurity coming up right now. And what they've shown me is that Mercury retrograde is coming up soon. We're in the pre-shadow period of Mercury retrograde coming up, and a lot of it has to do with the teenage years and middle school and anywhere from 11 to 17 or 18 or whatever it is, those very impressionable years when you are very aware of your body and aware of your personality and trying to figure out who you are, and you're basing some things off of a lot of things off of what other people approve of and validate, and constantly looking for outside validation, and depending on, how your family was and how you were raised and, the belief systems of your parents and things like that, you're led to certain groups of people and friends that you maybe needed more validation from, or you needed a place to fit in because, you were never accepted by your family, or they were always nitpicking every single thing, or always telling you to fix this and do this, and nothing was ever good enough. Nothing ever felt good enough. And so you're guided to people who are needing to be controlling and tell other people how to be, or it's the cool kids over here or whatever it is, and you're guided to fit in with certain people in order to be validated yourself, and you start to adapt who you are according to who your friends are and how you fit in with them. And there's this social kind of just balancing act that happens at that age that it's very impressionable. And so you're kind of like crafting who you are and how you fit in the world according to other people and how they act and how they receive how you act, and oh God, and it's so distorted most of the time how they receive each other and how they accept each other and how they pick on each other and how they, exclude certain people. And if you are different in any kind of way, those differences typically were picked on. And the word exploited is coming to me right now, and not necessarily exploited, but used against you, or even if somebody just pointed it out and other people started to notice, and it created vulnerability, or it showed it made you vulnerable, and so you almost start to detach from those differences and try to fit in even more, when a lot of times those differences are your sensitivities and your superpowers and the things that make you and authentically you. And we've actually attached fear and resistance and kind of like, not repulsion. Repulsion is not the word, but just resistance, just protection, armor around those things, and rejected those things about ourselves because it caused rejection in the outside world, or it caused us to be in the spotlight when we weren't used to being in the spotlight, or being in the spotlight meant making other people uncomfortable, which made you uncomfortable, and blah, 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 right? So we we reject our own superpowers and our own differences and the things that make us us. And at that age, so many things were imprinted on us that still have an effect on us to this day. And it is really, that time period is the root of our insecurities. And they're being stirred up right now. Those years are in the collective being brought up right now. And it's like we're back in that time period again, and we're standing out. And if we say something that we're inspired to say, or something that we're connected really passionately to, and so much of us are empaths, so many of us are empaths and teachers and guides and things like that, and we have this natural need to just say what's on our mind, and we go with the flow and we just say what's on our mind, and sometimes it's in a debating kind of way where somebody is picking on somebody else, and we just get this feeling of either wanting to take up for them or wanting to say our piece, and we say our piece, but we are the minority because all the bullies and all of the people who need to feel safe in controlling other people, they all gang up on you and jump on you and shame you for your perspective or your point of view. And, they pick on you and they pick out all the little different things about you in order to empower themselves and to make themselves feel safe. Because being challenged in any kind of way makes them feel like they're losing control. And so that is a trigger for them immediately. That's happening in the world right now. No matter what your stance is on any of the separation programs that are going on, whether it's all of the separation programs, this side versus this side. Do you do this or do you do this? Do you believe in this or do you believe in this? Are you going to get the jab or you're not going to get the jab? Are you going to wear the mask or you're not going to wear the masks? And each side is shaming the other side, sometimes one more than the other, in order to pressure them, in order to make them agree, or in order to validate themselves, really, that this is the only way. This is the only way. It happens in religion all the time, too. This is the only way. Because this is the way that I see it, and this is the way that it's going to save me. This is the thing that's going to save me, and if you don't believe that, then how can it be true for me? It's this separation kind of energy, this separation program. And so it's happening out there right now, and there's a lot of shame that's being projected on others in order to force them to align with another point of view. When really, what we all really want to do is just meet in the middle and say, I choose this, and they say, I choose this, and we're both left like, okay, cool, well, we both got to choose, right? We're both free to do that, and, let's be friends, or whatever it is. But we were never given the tools to do that. We were never given the tools to do that. In the middle school time period is when what I was really drawn to. And the reading that I just did for this person was centered around the middle school time period. And middle school teachers, the teacher to student ratio was there were a lot of kids in class. But the times when things like this would happen, teachers weren't around. The kids just didn't have the tools, and the teachers didn't have the tools to be able to navigate these kind of things, and all of this stuff just defined us at some point and created this identity that we're trying to shed right now. The identity of, and the imprints of not being good enough, and comparing yourself to other people, comparing yourself to the people that fit in, or comparing yourself to the majority and the way that they seem to function and get along, and wondering, what's wrong with me? Why am I not accepted? Or why are they not validating me? Or what's wrong with me that I don't look like that? Or is it that I don't fit in with all of those people and I don't connect in that way with anybody because I don't look like them. And I mean, most of the kids that everybody loved and all the popular kids were all the really beautiful ones and the skinny ones and the, you know, we compare ourselves and we want so bad to be validated and to be loved and to be accepted just as we are. Just as we are, but we all tried so hard to be what was acceptable to the majority or to the path of least resistance or to not being picked on or not being the center of attention. So we would try to adapt ourselves to all of that. And on this journey, we are on a path of coming into our authentic selves. And so the things that we are very hard on ourselves about and the things that we most don't love about ourselves, if we stand there and look in the mirror, we nitpick and we pick all of the things out that we don't love about ourselves, and we zero in on that because that's what would make us stand out. And that's what would make us not fit in. So we're looking at those things now, 11:11 on my recording, and we're on a path to really loving ourselves. So that time period is coming up. If all of that resonates with you, where you are right now in your life, whether it's at your job or with certain people that you're hanging out with, or a certain dynamic in your family or something like that that's coming up, where you are right now is almost a snapshot of you and the mentality and the situation that you were in during that age, usually during middle school, so anywhere from 12 to 14 or whatever, somewhere around there. You're in a situation now where it looks like solar plexus clearing, a similar situation to that. So, or something comes up that reminds you of that, or is a similar energy, or I don't know how they want me to put it right now. Just as an example, my sister called me last night. She's 2 years younger than me, and she doesn't usually call me. And she said, I need some sisterly advice. And we have had just a rocky relationship, just up and down, and we're either best friends or we are at complete odds, or we're hanging out with the same people, or we're competitive and whatever. But the time period that I'm thinking of right now, and the example that they're using is that she was talking a little bit about her sensitivities and some issues that she has going on right now, and it all leads back to all these problems started when she was 14 years old, and being just a little bit heavier at the time, and comparing herself to other people. And I know that I did the same thing. Like, I compared myself to all the other people and my friends and the other people at school and stuff like that. But this situation was different because in a lot of ways she compared herself to me, and there was a lot of competition there. And I was 2 years ahead of her, so I always went first in school, and I always had more of an established group of friends than she did because she came in, she was younger and newer in school and blah blah blah, and it was this comparison. She was always compared to as my little sister. A lot of times that's what people called her. Instead of her name, they just called her Karen's little sister. So other people compared her to me. So of course she did, and not just me. She compared herself to other people too, and just like we all did. But they're showing me as that as an example of that situation and the opportunity that it's giving us right now to find some kind of karmic balancing in that. So if I felt that way, and I felt the comparison to other people and the insecurities in myself compared to other people, being given the opportunity to see the other side of it and see how someone else compared themselves to me and find some kind of rewrite the story and start to help in the balance of that, and give back some of that energy and help her right now, and to show her how I compare myself to her now. Ooh, I'm gonna cry. Damn it. It's so funny how these things come out and they start to balance. That makes so much sense. The way that she used to compare herself to me back then, I compare myself to her now, where she is now in her career and as a mother, and the way that she handles herself and the way that she powers through and is just so strong, and the way that she has established her career too. And I'm a little jealous of her, and I feel like she's just come so far. I'm so proud of her too. But at the same time, I compare myself to her. So it's almost like the flip of that situation where we can resonate with each other, and I can help her through that, and she can help me through this, and find that balancing and rewrite that story and really come back together into oneness. It's like the situation is flipped in order to balance it. And it's really, I love that. It's beautiful. And it's very healing because we haven't had the best relationship. So for a lot of you, the situation that you're in right now, pay attention for stuff like that. Pay attention for similarities in that, and really notice the way that you're talking to yourself, and the way that you're explaining yourself to other people, and the way that you are hard on yourself, or just the words that you use about yourself, because words have so much power, and you just need to notice that those are not your words. Those are the words of your younger self, who didn't know any better and just really just wanted to fit in. And now what you're striving for is to tap into the part of you that was born to stand out. That's exciting. That's really exciting, the way that they're showing it to me right now. So we were resisting everything that we could to stand out, because it would mean not fitting in. But now those people that are standing out are the ones that are your people. And when you stand out and when you shine your light, you are creating and sending out the beacon to all those other people who are looking for that light, who are looking for their people, and are sending out their beacon too, and following your lead, and knowing that it's okay to be them no matter what. They are always going to have a place where they fit in and where people resonate with them. So this is your opportunity. This is your chance to heal that insecurity inside of yourself, and know that the things that you are insecure about within yourself are your superpowers now, okay, because of that experience. So tap into that. If you guys need some help with that, if you guys need help moving through that and moving past that and coming to the light side of that, and shining your light, and really getting up the courage to be vulnerable and to stand out and to take that next step, or to take that gamble, or to take that risk and to do something bold, or whatever it is, I would love to help you, okay? If you want to book a session with me, or even just a private reading that I can draw out some of these energies and show you what the connections are, all the information is down in the box below. Book a session with me. I'm going to England. Today is September 16th. So if you're watching this now, I'm going to England on Monday, on the 20th, to see my person. And so I only have just a little bit of availability. I'm only going to be available next Wednesday and Thursday for sessions, or for private readings, and I'll be there for 2 weeks. So those days are going to fill up really quick. So if you're interested in that, book a session. Otherwise, you just have to wait until I get back. All the availability is opened through the middle of October. So, and if you're watching this back later, pay no attention to the dates, because this is applying to you no matter when it is, whether it's Mercury retrograde or it's not retrograde, or if it's a full moon or if it's a new moon or whatever it is. This message was meant for you right now. Okay. Oh, it feels good to have touched that spot, and I feel like it helped me to release what it is that I've been dealing with in the last couple of days too. So thank you for holding the space for that. And if you made it this far in the video, I would like for you to put 3 rainbow emojis down in the comments, and I'm going to pick a couple of cards for a couple of people there just to say thank you for making it this far. Make sure to hit the like button, please. Comment, subscribe. Please help to get this video out, share it with anybody that you think it might benefit, and send them my way. Okay? I love you guys. Talk to you soon.